Hello there. Let's examine what happens behind the scenes when you ask an AI a question. From understanding your words to delivering a response, let's break it down step by step. When we prompt an AI, such as ChatGPT or Gemini, the model has to first understand what we want it to do. It does this by first translating it into a mathematical form it can understand. Then, it will try to analyze our request and understand what we want. It will then build a response using tokens. Turn the response back into human language and check if it is acceptable. And finally start generating words on screen. Let's examine how the AI works out an answer. When you send a prompt, the AI first translates your words into a form it understands. This involves breaking your input into tokens. These can be small units, like words, syllables, or even individual characters. Usually common words can be tokenized into an individual ID, but new concepts or names can be broken down to individual characters. Tokens are converted into high-dimensional mathematical vectors in a system called embedding. These vectors carry semantically encoded meaning, as well as situational context, including encoded positional information where each token appears in your sentence, so that their ordering is included in how the AI analyzes your prompt. Next, the AI analyzes your prompt. It considers how each token relates to the others to understand what the user wants. Using special attention mechanisms, it focuses on the most important parts, combining what it knows from training with the context of your conversation. After understanding your prompt, the AI generates a response, one token at a time. It uses sequential predictions, autoregressive processes, and probability distributions, building the response step by step. It calculates probabilities to predict the next token, calculating what are the most likely tokens to follow based on its training patterns. The way the model builds the response is highly affected by the user input, how the AI has interpreted the weights of the most important keywords, the context of the conversation, as well as the previously generated tokens in its response. The model begins building the response with the start token, after which it will generate each token individually, one by one. It recalculates the probability of the following token after every generation, taking into account the entire response. It continues this until the ND token, the word token count, hits a limit, or another reason forces it to stop creating a response. The AI can use different techniques and methods, such as distribution temperature, top K sampling, or top P sampling, depending on the model, to reduce the level of randomness in the response generation. However, there is always an element of randomness in the responses, which also makes each response unique, so that AI more unlikely to produce the exactly worded answer for the same question. Let's create an example to see how the AI makes decisions. If the AI has generated the beginning of the sentence, "a delicious fish," the AI would next create a probability distribution for the most likely words to follow. Considering the context in the words generated before the next alternatives, the AI would evaluate what words are most likely to follow. Based on the AI training material, it would probably calculate that the word soup follows the word fish a lot more often than the word ice cream. As the AI builds its responses, it's constantly checking and refining them before the user ever sees them. It begins by turning the generated tokens back to words and sentences, using its information on language to combine words correctly, add spaces and punctuation, as well as removing unnecessary tokens. The AI conducts checks over the generated output in post-processing, making sure the response is relevant to the prompt, maintains a consistent tone, and avoids repetition. These checks may trigger regeneration of parts of the response if issues are detected. This process continues until the AI determines it has completed a suitable response. Finally, the AI converts the response back into human-readable text and starts generating text in the conversation window. Throughout this process, the model is constantly performing matrix multiplications and nonlinear transformations on high-dimensional tensors. Fortunately, from the user point of view, this happens in the background and is only visible to us in the brief second of delay between the AI prompt and when it begins to generate a response. Hope this has helped you understand how AI provides answers to your prompts and what happens between you clicking the send button and what appears on screen.